Okay, we should be live. I'm going to make sure everything is working, and then we can get started. Audio is good. Okay. We should be good. Let's get this show on the road. Our conference championships. We'll find out who will make the OFL Bowl today and, well, who won't. In the AFC, the Steelers and the Dildos. In the NFC, the Niners and the Cardinals. Just the four teams we expected going into the playoffs. The over did not win. That's untrue. The stream started before 5:41. The under hit. Looks like I have some quick changes to make with the Steelers for LaVisca. Oh, he's already a running back. Perfect. Oh, well, that makes my life easy. Oh, I might have changed him during the last stream, now that I think about it. That's right. I didn't change the depth chart, though, so we do have to do that now. Oh, he is a start. Never mind. Okay. Oh, perfect. It's already set up. All right, yes. Does anybody need their game to go first? Just make sure he's in the slot. Oh, okay. I can do that. Bang. All right, nobody needs their game to go first, so that means we can pull out the random number generator. And it lands on 1. I think that's the AFC game. I would prefer mine first. Well, there you go. It is going to be yours. We will start with the Steelers and the Armadillos. Second spin lands on 2. We will user Pittsburgh. Mayo Man and Mac Jones. Just the quarterback matchup we were expecting. '84 versus '84. Again, just as we would have thought. Two hard-working guys. Two sneaky athletes. Blue-collar. Daughter-dating type of men. Just the type of guys we want representing the top of our league. The two alpha males who will lead the AFC going into the future. I don't know why we're surprised at Mac being here. That probably is a good point, but I don't know what to expect out of watched Mac. Sim Mac, he's always outperformed, really in every Madden as far as I'm aware. But I don't know watched Mac was going to be like this. Mustard. Oh, boy. I think that's the alternate, right? Yes. Mustard versus black. This will be an interesting uniform matchup. Almost the Rashard Mendenhall matchup. I mean, it basically is. It's like 75% there. If you want to make the conference championship, have Mac. Well, there's only one Mac. Am I missing something? Is there another Mac out there? Anyway, let's find out who will represent the AFC in OFL Bowl number. What number are we on? 24, I think. Oh, we're on 26. Oh, we're farther than I thought. Okay. 26 it is. Just the two teams we would have expected to be here. Kevin and the Steelers versus Danny and the Armadillos, Will Levis and Mac Jones. I think on paper the Steelers are probably a little bit better. They've looked strong in their first two playoff wins, and Will Levis is arguably the scariest quarterback left. But the Dildos have blown out the number 1 and number 2 seeds on the road in watched 2 weeks in a row. So I could absolutely see them winning this game. I think it really goes either way. I feel a lot more confident about my NFC Championship pick, put it that way. I kind of hate the Mustards. Well, who knows? Maybe the Mustards bring you to a championship. Danny has been. I just said that. But Kevin's team has been playing really well, too. I think I trust Will Levis in a watch game setting more than I trust Mac Jones, which is kind of why my gut kind of leans towards the Steelers. But I do think the Dildos are probably a little bit more well-rounded. They have the better run game with Josh Jacobs. They had the playmakers on defense. Trayvon Diggs had the pick 6, which really flipped the game on its head last week. So I think there's a strong argument that can be made for either team. Chenault, good run, gets about 8. That should not have been an 8-yard gain, but he fights for some extra yards. Joey Porter Jr. brings him down, and now it's 3rd and 2. Broken up. The receiver looked like he was going to be open. I think Levis threw the ball too late. I cannot read that name. I think that was Baron Browning, who had 2 sacks last week in the win over the Titans. I guess that might be the one thing about these jerseys that I think is really bad, is that why are the numbers and names white? That's awful. They should be dark. Anyway, here is the Dildo offense led by Mac Jones and company. The Dildo's offense was not as good in the divisional round as it was in the wild card, but they were still pretty solid. Jackson Smith and Jigba got hurt in that game, but he is healthy. He is good to go. Pretty much all 4 teams, for the most part, are about as healthy as it gets. White on yellow really is a crime against humanity. They'll start with Josh Jacobs. Is this how Josh Jacobs wins a championship? Not with me, but with Danny, just as we all expected. As he gets 4. Batono being out might suck. Who's your backup? Is he, like, not terrible? The Cardinals obviously lost their best running back, but Rashad Penny's been really good in both games. So, to be completely honest, I'm not even worried about that. 3rd and inches, they get the first. I think that's Luke Musgrave, the tight end, who gets 2. Maybe a 70 or so. Well, I guess that'll put to the test how important offensive line is and watched, because it doesn't seem to make that big of an impact. But maybe it will today. Who knows? Did you see my DMs? I mean, I saw that you sent 10. I didn't really look at them very closely. Is there something you need to do with your roster? Is that what you were telling me about? Because if that's the case, maybe I should have read them. Oh, re-signings. Yes. I haven't put the re-signings in. I'm 1,000% going to do it before the OFL Bowl, because I have to do it before Super Bowl week, because that's when players' development traits go up. We can still check who's gone up in Dev. Good defense. Steelers with the stop. We can still check the players who have gone up in Dev today. I can make like a separate save file. So, we'll be all good. Who will the games curse today? I can't wait to see this. It will not be as funny as Todd getting cursed, but we still need some magic. The Steelers' defense is better than the Steel Curtain. That's not even a curse. That's just wrong. They are unbreakable. I don't know, man. They almost lost in the first round. So. Did help Arizona twice. Do we stay with the Cardinal love? Another good run. Chenault gets 8 again. Imagine if Laviska Shenault just goes off. Then Ramondre Stevenson, who hasn't really impressed me at all and watched, getting injured would be literally the best thing that could have happened for this team. Broken up. Levis 0 for 3 so far. The Armadillo pass defense has done their part here in the early going. Remember when I almost blew a 20-3 lead? I do remember that. That was funny. 3rd and 2. Chenault with the first down. Book the parade for the Armadillos. You just said the Steelers' defense is unbreakable. You can't pick both. They knocked up one of the best teams this year in the Titans. So the Titans is now pregnant? That's odd. Okay. I guess the Armadillo didn't use the dildo. I'm sorry, that was horrible. The games is cursing both teams. That means we're going to have an NFC champion. Denmark or Pokemon is really about to have a ring. I cannot believe this. Praying that one of these QBs plays the worst game of their career. Why? Oh, here's Levis! Gains 20 on the ground and then doesn't slide because I think you need like 75 awareness to know how to slide, which is just objectively hilarious. A 74 awareness quarterback who's been playing the position his whole life can't slide because Madden has a rule. Levis is the next Brady. Levis the new Lamar. That's quite the stark difference. From Brady to Lamar. One of those makes a lot more sense than the other. I'll give you that. 2nd and 8. Levis under pressure. He's sacked by Good. I don't even know who that is. But he gets a sack in the AFC Championship. It'll increase the Lamar stock. Why would either of these teams go for Lamar? The Steelers in particular. I don't see a reason to. As it's intercepted! Maybe I shouldn't have spoke. Trayvon Diggs, his 2nd straight week with an interception. The Steelers were right in the fringe of field goal range, but that idea is taken out the window. What was Will Levis doing with his hands? I don't know, but watched playoffs, Trayvon Diggs is back and better than ever. Jacobs gets 12. Kids, this is why using your top pick on Trayvon Diggs is not actually a mistake. I was one of the few believers of Danny's first 2 fantasy draft picks. I guess everyone kind of like Jacobs, but that's going to be a hold. If it's not, it's a big run, but I think this one's coming back. Yup. Josh Downs, not even one of the offensive linemen. We've seen JSN step up all year. We saw Danny Gray play outstanding in the wild card round. Is this the Josh Downs game? Might trade for why? With what? You have to pay Trevor Lawrence. He was a 3rd round fantasy draft pick. He's due for a large extension. Yaya Diaby, Charger legend, bolt up. Brings him down. 3rd and 11. Mack floats it and it's caught for a first down to the 40. It's Josh Downs. Just as I said, today might be the Josh Downs game. That holding, in fact, did not screw you over. Back to Jacobs. Finds a hole, could run. He gets about 7. I gave you... Oh, that's right. Is Trevor Lawrence even in there? Okay. I don't know if you want me to say it or not, but... I guess I have my answer. That'll wrap up the first quarter. No score, but it feels like the Dildos are starting to get some momentum. They get the interception with Diggs. They're moving down the field. And they now have it at the 32. That's the farthest down the field that either team has been all day. Jacobs with plenty of room. Breaks a tackle. He's basically into the red zone. And the Buenos Aires Armadillos are getting close. I know it's a little bit early to be looking at this, but the Steelers did start with the ball. So I think the Dildos would open up on offense in the 3rd quarter. That was a risky throw. Could have been intercepted by Caden Stearns. The Dildos are really focused on running the ball today, and it's working. OFL 23 Bengals, take notes. This is how you run the offense. Back to Jacobs again. Another decent run. He gets 4. Hockey is rooting for a Josh Jacobs OFL Bowl MVP. I would quite enjoy that, yes. He's not on my team, but I can still push the agenda, damn it. 3rd and 6. Mack throws it away, and the Steelers get the stop. They're going to hold them to 3. That's gigantic for Pittsburgh. Coming off the interception, their offense, minus Shenault, really hasn't looked like anything so far. So they only let up 3. And it's 3-0. 223 yards, 5 touchdowns. If Josh Jacobs does that on, let's say, like 15 carries, is there any question that he's better than Nick Chubb and Jonathan Taylor? Is there any question? Whichever quarterback sells this game, hit me up. The Lamar market really must be nothing, huh? Phillips is hurt. Here's another good run for Shenault. I'm gay for Matt Gay. Who isn't? 88 carries. That would be awful efficiency then. That would be like less than 3 yards a carry. The whole reason why I think Josh Jacobs was better than Nick Chubb last year was his efficiency. So my agenda would be completely cooked. Play action. There's a good throw. Levis out to Darnell Washington, who's on the board with a catch. Washington has played really well every time we've watched the Steelers. I think he had, what, like 8 for 140 in the win over the Broncos? Why is he returning kicks? Did Shenault get hurt? I wasn't even looking, but I saw that Jordan Mason got a couple carries. Did he get injured? So much for that, I guess. He was playing well, too. Chiefs playbook, cough. Yes, but still, Darnell Washington has played really well, regardless of the playbook. He always seems to be open. Levis incomplete. Oh, it wasn't Shenault. Okay, I was going to say. That would have explained where he's been, because I feel like I haven't seen him on this possession. Oh, he's probably in the slot. Oh, I'm silly. Yeah, that's right. He's right there. I've been looking towards the backfield. That's why I thought he was injured. 3rd and 7. Levis is going to run with it again. He's got another first down. Fumbles it. That ball comes flying out. And it's picked up by the Armadillos with room. He's going to take it all the way for a scoop and score. And the Dildos lead it 10-0. Kaiser White with the touchdown. That ball was clean as day out. No need for a review. Could not tell who forced it, but Kaiser White, the OFL Bowl MVP in the 28-0 game last year, brings back fond memories with the touchdown. And Buenos Aires is up by 2 scores. Wow. All because Will Levis can't slide because his awareness is too low. I didn't think it was going to come back to bite him today, but here we are. Who would have thought? So Levis has turned the ball over twice today. As good as he's been and watched, so far today, it's been a train wreck. He's completed less than 50% of his passes, interception, fumble, and that's directly resulted in 10 points for the Armadillos. Lamar Jackson, is it time to learn Pittsburgh Steeler? Yet Levis would still find a way to play better than Lamar in a watch game, even though today's been ugly. There's a good throw out to Shenault, who... Oh, now Chenault's hurt. There you go. I've spoken into the universe. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I did not mean to do this. Oh, no, he's going to the locker room, too. That's a big deal. Shenault already has close to, like, 60 yards from scrimmage. He's played really well. Frank wants 2 X Factors and 3 firsts. Do the X Factors have to be, like, 90+? If that's the case, then... he can have fun with sticking it out with Lamar Jackson, I guess. I'd be lying if I said I didn't shoot a DM, but they didn't really go anywhere. What are the injury sliders? I think they're at 50. Levis with a rocket down the field, and it's overthrown. Or maybe he was throwing it away. Who throws it away 50 yards down the field, though? Oh, well. Why does Frank not want Lamar? I guess because Lamar lost him the playoff game. I mean, he wasn't like that bad, but I guess Frank has a different idea with his roster. As Curtis Samuel gets the first down, big play for the Steelers. They certainly needed that one. Williams gets 2. So they have Jordan Mason, and which D. Williams is this? Would this be Damian Williams? I don't think he'd still be in the game. It's probably Darrell Williams. As they go back to him. And he doesn't get much. They scored like 10 points. Yes, that's true, but I mean, I don't remember him being like that bad. It's just that he wasn't like aggressive. He certainly wasn't good. But even if they had like Trevor Lawrence QB play, I don't know if they would have won the game. Which, I mean, still, he is an MVP candidate, and you certainly need more from him, so. Pickens gets it to the 25. The Steelers' offense finally looks like they're in business. It took them a little while, but now they're awake. As Darnell Washington gets it to the 21. The Steelers are close to the red zone. They've got to score here, though. The Dildos lead by 10. They start with the ball in the second half, so they cannot let them really extend this lead before halftime. He did have 2 red zone. He turned it over twice in the red zone? I mean, I'll take your word for it. I don't remember him doing that. I guess that is pretty bad. Yeah, never mind. I take it back. 2nd and 6. First down. They will give it to him. He was definitely past the line. Shi Smith. Darnell, you are 270. Truck someone. Yeah, really. I wonder what his break tackle rating is. I mean, for a guy that big and fast, you'd think he'd be able to do it at least a little bit. Steelers are letting some of this clock go as Levis fires for a score. Curtis Samuel with the touchdown, and the Steelers are back in the game. Much needed drive for Pittsburgh after allowing the scoop and score previously, and they're right back in it. It's now 10-7. That was an awesome throw. Great drive by Levis after he really did not look good prior. And now the Armadillo offense has to respond. They will get a 2-for-1 because they do start with the ball in the second half. Their offense hasn't really impressed me at all today. Now, I will say I like their approach of really focusing on running the ball, but we haven't really seen a ton from Mac. I think he's only like 3 for 6. Since they have 1:20 left, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. As the Steelers have another injury. I think that's Jonathan Garvin. He got some sense knocked into him by whoever forced the fumble. I guess so. Mac looking downfield early. Ooh, that could have been caught by the corner. Caden Stearns had that right in his hands. But to no avail, I guess. Now a 2nd and 10. Short throw. He's got JSN for 7, who is still in bounds. I feel like every play, Caden Stearns finds his way around the ball. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because it seems like the Dildos have consistently targeted him, but he's made a handful of plays today. So I guess it's a good thing, because it's not like the passing game's been any good. Holy muffin. 3rd and 3. Mac goes short. It is caught for a first down. Danny Gray hangs on to it. With how low-scoring these games are, I'm wondering how Ravens Shamrocks 56-49 ever happened. I mean, 10-7's not that low-scoring. Especially because the Dildos may add to that. They are in no rush, though. Why is that? Oh, that's why. Because the Steelers are just not going to cover, I guess. Big play by Josh Downs, and they'll call their second timeout. They're now in field goal range. I'm sure they would like more than 3, though. Mac is going to look for the sidelines. I'll stop the clock. First game still. Yes, this is still the first game. Daddy Downs. I don't even know if that was Josh Downs. That was just more so awful coverage on the 3rd down play. 2nd and 5. Ooh, I thought that could have been picked. I think they should use that timeout. What are they waiting for? They might just take the points. At this point, I low-key feel like they should, because I bet you they're going to run something short here that gets them the first down. I guarantee it. Okay, they're just going to kick. Honestly, I don't hate it. Would I do that? No. But knowing this game, the alternative is likely a 5-yard check down. So to be completely honest, this is probably the right call. And it's now 13-7. It'll remain a one-score game, but still not a bad drive for the Dildos as they doubled their lead up to 6. I imagine the Steelers are going to run the clock out. Will Levis has got a rocket, though. I would throw it up, but they won't. And that'll do it for the first half. Pretty good game so far, but it's the 7th-seeded Buenos Aires Armadillos who had the edge, 13-7. They start with the ball in the second half, largely courteous of a scoop-and-score touchdown by Kaiser White off of a Will Levis fumble. The Steelers have outgained them across the board. And the Steelers' last drive, they look good, but they've got to get more of that on offense while the defense simultaneously picks it up. In the grand scheme of things, it's a subpar play for Madden. That's a good play. That's like spot on. I don't think I could have put it better. In real life, if my team did that, I would be upset. But in Madden, if my team made the decision to kick, I'd be pretty happy. Big drive here for the Dildos. They still don't have any offensive touchdowns. And the Steelers could really use a stop. That ball looked like it came out. I mean, clearly not a fumble, but did you guys see that ball bouncing around on the ground? I don't think I've ever seen that animation where the ball is like out. Even if he's down, the game would still treat it as a fumble. Huh, that is interesting. I don't know who Mac was throwing it to there. Please let this game go on as long as possible. Oh, somebody's nervous. I'd be nervous too, I get it. 3rd and 6. Max under pressure. And he is thrown down by Jonathan Allen, the former Dildo, who was traded away earlier in the year from Buenos Aires to the Steelers. Josh Jacobs was... I actually want to see this play. Hold on. The fumble, that is. I would like to see if that was actually a fumble. I've never seen... Oh, we can't... That's so lame. It probably wasn't actually a fumble. I can't imagine, because, like... The game would have recognized that, but I've never seen an animation like that. That's really interesting. Nonetheless, a good drive for the Steelers. They get the 3 and out. They get a sack. And they can look to take the lead here on offense. That's a good punt. Still good starting field position, though, off of the sack. They'll get it at the 35. This is the most important drive of the game by far. The Steelers' offense, again, they looked really good on their last possession, and now they can take the lead. Within the Dildos 2-for-1, they only got 3 points. So the Steelers defense did their part. Now it's time for the offense to do the same. Levis has an open man. That throw looked a little offline. Good job by Shi Smith to catch it. Marty, I'm scared. I would guess all 4 coaches left are probably scared, which if I was in any of your shoes, I would be too. Play action on 3rd and 1. Levis, downfield, he's got Pickens. To the 30. As much as the nerves are probably getting to you guys, the rest of us we wish we would be as stressed out as you. I would rather be panicking right now than not have my team here sitting on the sidelines in a pool in Cancun, Mexico. Good defense there by Browning. I think that was Browning. Second and 10. Levis has Pickens. He's inbounds. It's a first down. Why is Cancun a meme? I think Cancun started like 3 years ago during like the bubble. I think it was the Clippers and Portland in a playoff series or something. I think somebody said to one of the... I think was it Pat Bev and Dame, who are now teammates in real life, hilariously. But it might have been those two, and one of them commented under another one of theirs like Instagram posts, and he said Cancun on 3. And that's how it started. That would be a Pat Bev thing to say. It was probably him. I'm actually not scared, believe it or not putting too much stock into this first year, because the Cougars went from winning the first ring to being poor the rest of the way. I guess that's one way to look at it, but on the flip side, even if, let's say, your team underperforms the rest of the way, you'll still have that ring. So even if you go 0-17 every year for the rest of the cycle, you still have the championship. And the Cougars was also the sim year, so that, like, doesn't fully count. This is a real season. This is as real of a ring as it gets, as Austin Hooper will put the Steelers on top. I don't know if he was in the end zone. Well, I mean, if not, they would have it at the 1 anyway. Okay, he's in. Whatever. That's fine. And so the Steelers lead by a point. After the strip sack, I was worried for the Steelers, but they've had 2 good drives in a row. And they now lead by a point. EA is an enigma to society. Lock in macaroni, man. You don't know who to root for. Who would I rather play in the OFL Bowl if I was the 49ers? Put it this way. I think the Steelers are the better team. But the Dildos, they're a team that goes on runs. And when they get hot, they look unstoppable at times. But I don't think they're as consistent as Pittsburgh. So, I don't know. I feel like I'd view them pretty evenly. Michael McCorkle-Jones, I beg of your assistance. Big 3rd and 6 here. If the Steelers get a stop, they will have all the momentum. Mack is under pressure. And he throws it into the ground. He looked like he had no clue what he wanted to do there. What's Mack's under pressure trait? I actually don't know. That time it looked paranoid. Although, to be fair, I guess he would have taken a sack. But still. He didn't look like he really knew what he was doing. Still sad Dan didn't get a ring. I mean, he almost did. He was close. Cancun, here we come. You guys are down by 1. Let's calm down. I get that the Steelers have looked a lot better so far in the third quarter. They look really good. But it's a 1-point game. Let's slow down. All Will Levis has to do is throw the ball near Trayvon Diggs' area, and then the game is flipped on its head. So, I don't know. I wouldn't hit the panic button yet. If the Steelers march down the field, make it look easy, and score a touchdown, it would still be a 1-score game, but at that point, I guess I'd be pretty worried. As Williams only gets 1. If Chenault's out for the OFL Bowl, if the Steelers get there, that could be an issue. Whoever wins the NFC champion, I don't think the Cardinals are favorites over either of these teams. Levis is sacked on 3rd down by Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. But as I was saying, I think the Cardinals are the biggest underdog left. I would say in some order in terms of like talent, the Niners are, I would say, pretty clearly number 1. The Cardinals are pretty clearly number 3. And then these 2 teams are in the middle. I don't really know how I would order them. Again, as I was saying, who you should root for, I don't really know. I view these teams on an even pedestal. That gets my reproductive systems trembling. Okay. Handoff for Josh Jacobs. He gets not much. Jacobs has been quiet after a strong start. They need to continue to utilize him, though, because the passing game has been very mediocre. 2nd and 9. Jones up the middle. Good throw. Good catch by Jackson, Smith, and Jigba to the 44. Probably the final play of the quarter now. Broken up. Good defense. I guess we will get one more play. And they'll get like 4. I want to see Mack be more aggressive. When he's gone downfield throughout the entire playoffs, he's been good. But I feel like he hasn't really done that today. I get the Steelers have a good secondary, but man, I don't know. I want to see him make some more big-time throws. As that'll wrap up the third. Good quarter for the Steelers. They're only up by 1, though. Still anybody's game as the Dildos have it right around midfield with a 3rd down and 6. Mack does go downfield. There you go. He looked vertically, and they get a strong gain out of Danny Gray. And now they're pretty much in field goal range. Matt Gay is one of the better kickers in the the OFL, excuse me. In the OFL. So, if nothing else, they should get points. But the Steelers do have a number of guys who can get turnovers. That was a sick run by Jacobs. Holy smokes. I thought he was going to break that off for a bigger gain, but still a good run. Spinning his way, hurdling his way for a gain of 9. That pass is incomplete. I would run the ball here on 3rd and 1. And if you don't get it, why are they going empty? I don't get that at all. If the Dildos don't get this, what do you do on 4th and 1? Down by 1. Okay, they get it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about, clearly. They throw the ball and it gets them 8. This ending is going to be amazing. Amazing is right. Because I feel like both of these quarterbacks are very capable of leading game-winning drives. And both of these quarterbacks are also capable of, like, the dumbest turnovers possible. Mac Jones is the guy who threw it away on 4th down in a playoff game a couple years ago. So, we've seen it before. Plays such conservative coverage. I will say, whenever Mac does look downfield, it feels like there's always enough space for the receiver to make a catch, but not enough space for him to make a big play after the catch. Case in point, touchdown for Jackson Smith-Njigba. It looked like he was able to stay in bounds, and the Dildos can drag the lead to 7 with a 2-point conversion. Let's double check that he got the feet in. Oh yeah, he's good. He's in. That was a good throw. On the run, too. No way he wasn't past the line of scrimmage. That was close. I didn't really get a good look to see if he was passed or not. 2-point try is caught. Right after you called him out for soft coverage. What did they do the next 2 plays? Soft coverage, touchdown. Soft coverage, 2-point conversion. The Joe Barry play calling needs to stop, Pittsburgh, okay? You have Patrick Surtain on your team. You have Is Tyson Campbell... No, he was traded away. You have Patrick Surtain, you got some other guys. Press them at the line of scrimmage. Stop with all the zone. Anyway, Pittsburgh gets it back down by 7 with 7 minutes to go. Their offense has looked good since a slow start. What can they do here? Levis on the run, nearly intercepted. That was not a good throw. He's lucky that 23 didn't try to catch it. Instead, he just swats it. Oh, Jalen Johnson's on this team. I forgot about that. Yeah. If you have Patrick Surtain and Jalen Johnson as your outside corners, let's run man. Let's press him. Let's be physical. Good throw over to George Pickens. What a deflection. That was not a good play. What are we doing? He should have caught it. And because he didn't catch it, the Steelers get a first down. Pickens has had a nice game. Levis hasn't really looked for Washington a whole lot. I think he's only caught it like twice, whereas Pickens has like 6. Armadillo's doing a Lions. What? The Lions were up by 17. The Dildo's biggest lead today is right now. What are we doing? Johnson in the slot. Okay. Well, the Dildos are primarily made of slot receivers. So, I don't know who Danny has in the slot, but it's probably one of JSN or Josh Downs. So, that probably works here. And even if it's Danny Gray in the slot, Danny Gray's been good too. Pickens has to have 99 catch in traffic. He should have 99 spec catch, I'll tell you that. But I would imagine his catch and traffic rating is pretty high too. Ooh, he was in bounds. It's Josh Downs. Okay, so that makes sense. So Jalen Johnson's usually on Josh Downs whenever the Dildos have 3 receivers on the field. Surtain should be on JSN. But sometimes this game is weird with like how they match up corners, so I don't know. For the Steelers' sake, I hope they have Surtain on Jackson Smith-Njigba because, well, that would make the most sense. Steelers are looking good. They've got it at the 30. They give it to, is that Williams again? It is. He loses a yard. Ever since Chenault's gotten hurt, they have not been able to run the ball. This has been a stark difference without him. And so now it's a 3rd and 7. Giant play here with 4 to go. They're in 2-down territory all the way as it is broken up. I don't like that. Ooh, Baron Browning's hurt. That's a big deal. Bengal legend, Houday. Baron Browning's played really well throughout the entire playoffs. Luckily, he won't go to the locker room, but he might not return the rest of the way because there's only 4 minutes left. I don't like the decision on third down by Levis to look for the sidelines and look deep. Just get the first down. Now it's a fourth, and they get it. Wide open is Curtis Samuel. Why did the defensive back, stop covering him? He just, he stopped halfway through the route. I get if you have to cover a certain, area in zone, but Levis was looking right at him, throwing the ball. As Williams gets it to the 10. Baron Browning's my second favorite player on the roster. Not only is he a Bengal legend, but he was on the Chargers last year. I think I traded him away for Derwin, or at least he was in the Derwin trade. So I guess it's kind of a revenge game because he's going against his former coach. Levis from the 14. Okay. Brings it to the 5. Going for it on 4th and 7. Yes, they had to. They're down by 7. And the Dildos have Josh Jacobs, who can chew some clock. They had to score here. They had to score a touchdown. Levis runs in circles. That was an unnecessary movement. But, he completed the pass, so I guess it's fine. He did not have to do all that, though. Now it's 3rd and 2. They've got 2 chances here to punch it in and tie it. They're going to start by throwing the ball. Quick pass. It's intercepted on the goal line. That's Trayvon Diggs, his second of the game. And he's going to take it all the way for a pick 6 with no flags. And the Buenos Aires Armadillos are 2 minutes away from making it to the OFL Bowl. What a costly decision by Levis. His 3rd turnover of the game. They had 2 plays there on the goal line. It was 3rd and goal. I understand wanting to throw it, but look at Shi Smith. He was wide open. Wow. What a play by Trayvon Diggs. I'm jealous that you have him on your team after all those times of him terrorizing me last year. He was passing it to Smith. Okay, so he made the right read, but he still underthrew it. But I think you might be right, because Shi Smith was making the animation as if he was trying to catch the ball. So Levis did make the right read, but he missed the throw. And it was also a really good play by Diggs. But even if it wasn't Trayvon Diggs, even if it's somebody else who doesn't catch it, he probably still gets a hand on it. So that, I feel like, sure, he might have made the right read, as I clearly didn't see originally, but it was still not a great throw. Now the Steelers need a miracle. I suppose it's possible. They have 2 minutes, I guess. But it would have been a lot easier if they just made it 21-21. Steelers can't come back. Too little, too late. All right, guys, get your popcorn. It looks like we're looking at a big Steeler comeback. Levis scrambles. Why did he throw it away? There's nobody on the right side of the field. He could have gotten 15 and still gotten out of bounds to stop the clock. A 7 seed in the bowl. Assuming the Dildos hold on, we're going to have a 7, and a 6 left. Steelers get the first down, but that's not going to stop the clock. They got to keep it moving. I hate when they do. I assume even Levis throwing it away. I know, that's so dumb. Good catch. Shi Smith. They've got to keep it moving quick, though. If I'm Levis, I would look to take a shot on first down. Look for the end zone or something. Just try to do something wild. Okay, that's something. Darnell Washington to 24. Clock is going to continue to roll, though. 50 seconds. Got to keep it moving, Pittsburgh. Got to score quick. Darnell Washington again. He is inbounds, and the Steelers call a timeout. So that means they're putting all their eggs on scoring here and then getting an onside kick and then scoring again. If he throws it away, you doofus. What is going on, Vatchan? Welcome in, my guy. Whenever you see them run left or run right, they are going to throw it away. Exactly. 2nd and 10. Levis has his man. The Steelers get part 1 of the equation. That's a touchdown. And we will simulate the onside kick because the only way the kicking team, Pittsburgh, can get the onside kick is if we don't watch it. I don't know if I made that as like an official like announcement as a rule change, but we're doing that for every onside kick. I didn't press it in time. EA. This game stinks. I pressed circle. That was actually a good onside kick, though. But the Dildos get it back. I guess we can watch them nail the clock out, sure. Actually, not. No, the Steelers have 2 timeouts. It's done. There's no hope. The Steelers might call some timeouts, but... kind of EA... Yes, I will say this, though. There's a very slim chance the Steelers would have picked up the onside kick. I do feel bad that I clearly clicked circle a second late, but it was also very unlikely that they were going to pick it up. If there's like a Steeler game in the future where the Steelers are on the other end of it, I'll try to remember to not sim the onside kick, I guess. Are they going to punt the ball? All right, Pittsburgh, you got one more chance. Or not. It's going to go out of bounds, and that'll do it! Danny and the Buenos Aires Armadillos as the 7th seed beat the Voyagers, beat the Titans, and beat the Steelers, 3 of the 4 division champions. Didn't beat us, though. And the Dildos are going to the bowl, representing the AFC. A great game, a great season from both of these teams. And both of these coaches, I think, have a lot to be excited about. Especially the Dildos, obviously, because on Sunday, they get to go to the OFL Bowl against either the 49ers or the Cardinals. The Steelers more than doubled them in offensive yardage. Wow. The Steelers had a couple drives where they could have made plays and just didn't. 3 turnovers from the Steelers' offense. You can make the argument that the Steelers were a better team throughout the game. Hell, I don't even know if it's an argument. They had 200 more yards of offense. The Steelers were the better team today. But the Dildos made plays when they needed to. On offense, on defense, forcing turnovers. Will Levis did a lot of good things today. But the 3 turnovers, man, especially the last 2. The first interception wasn't that bad. But the fumble resulted in a scoop and score. And then even more so, the interception on the goal line was brutal. But that's the Will Levis experience. There's going to be a lot of good and a lot of bad. As for Mac Jones, didn't need to do a ton. He basically had to be the point guard, distribute the ball, and he didn't lose his team the game. I think the Laviska Shenault injury was a big turning point. The Steelers really couldn't run the ball after he got hurt. Pickens had a great game. Samuel scores twice. Washington made some plays late. JSN with the big touchdown early in the 4th. And then obviously shout out Trayvon Diggs, 2 interceptions. The fumble force was by Kaiser White. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I thought he just recovered it, but he did both. If Laviska's healthy, I don't know if the Steelers win, but there's obviously a strong chance they do. That was such a big loss. I'm here. Was Levis good? Yes and no. He made a lot of big plays to help them win the game, but he also made a lot of bad plays to make sure they lose the game. What are all the Steelers' injuries? They had 3. Not including Shenault, though. How would it be 3? These 2 guys were already hurt. Oh well. Shenault would have been healthy for the bowl. Dildos have none. They are fully good to go for the big game. Who would have thought? Who would have thought after year 1 of OFL 23, after the OSA trade and after the rough start, that here to start the OFL 24 cycle, Danny's team makes the bowl. What a turnaround. Got to give them so much credit. And now the question is, who will they play against? The 2 NFC West teams who we would have exactly expected to play in the conference championship here in year 1. The Niners with Denmark and the Cardinals with Pokemon. One of Danny, Denmark, or Pokemon is going to have a ring. What happened to the game I loved? This number generator lands on 2. That is Denmark. If I was to pick 3 coaches this time last year who I didn't think would win the first OFL 24 championship, it might honestly be these 3. What jerseys will we like, gentlemen? Should be an easy decision for Pokemon. All white. Why do I want nobody to win the OFL Bowl? What? What's wrong with the Danny ring? It shows that you can put anything you put your mind to. Internalized anti-Danaism. Okay, then. Those red jerseys, you know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Bang. And then Pokemon, do we have anything we really want? I mean, I think the choice is pretty clear. I mean, it's right here. But it is your team, so if you would like a different jersey combo, speak up or forever hold your peace. Going once, going twice. Sold. All right, one down, one to go. The Cardinals and the 49ers, the two NFC West teams who we would have all suspected would make the NFC Championship at the beginning of the year. Pokemon and Denmark, the two lowest seeds in the NFC playoffs, who the two of whom have beat probably the four best teams in the NFC playoff picture. The Niners blew out the Rams. They nearly choked a 17-point lead against the Falcons, but they held on with a 2-point stop. While the Cardinals have completely shocked the world, they've beaten the two best teams record-wise in the entire league, Carolina and Chicago. We've had a lot of Cinderellas this postseason, but none is as surprising as the Cardinals, and I don't think it's close. The Dildos I could have suspected a little bit because the 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC did feel a little bit questionable. I always felt like the two best AFC division winners were 3 and 4. And even though the Chargers didn't do their part, the Steelers did by making it to the conference championship. And then with the Niners, they're a 90 overall. They have the highest rating in the entire league. They have a 93 offense. Maybe not as balanced as, say, again, the Chargers with a 92 offense and an 89 defense. But the Niners are a higher rating than us. So them getting here was kind of feasible. But the Cardinals making it here, I would have never guessed in a million years. But they've earned it. They might have had a little help from the games along the way. But, I mean, when you beat the two teams in the league, you deserve to be here. Oh, 88 defense. Okay, never mind then. I thought it was an 86, but okay. I'm praying for a Cardinals win. If I was you, I would too. Even though the Cardinals... Is Josh Palmer hurt? Okay, he's not. Josh Palmer played great last week. All of their receivers played really well last week. Amari Cooper did nothing until the fourth quarter where he had like 5 big catches. Jefferson only had like 40 or 50 yards, but he scored twice, and here he is with a strong gain to the 43. The 49ers won, and they won what in real life? The NFC Championship? Thanks for the reminder. I really appreciate it. Congratulations to the Cardinals. You are making the OFL Bowl. A battle of the 7 seeds. All because the NFL in real life decided to get greedy and put more teams in the playoffs. We're getting a dildo Cardinal Super Bowl. Second and 9. Russell Wilson. Risky throw. Broken up in the secondary. Who's 23? I can't tell who that is. Anyway. 3rd and 9. Russ is going to run with it, and he got it! Breaks a tackle for the first down. They are the luckiest and most godly team. They always come back. They choked a 17-point lead 2 days ago. And they won't change versus Mahomes nor here. Oh, so you're saying the Chiefs are going to win the real Super Bowl. Okay, got it. I mean, I already figured they would, but this validates my prediction. Book the parade for the 49ers in real life. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. I thought he caught that. I was going to say, what a grab. But good coverage by James Bradbury. Cursing the Niners relegates Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney coming back. 3rd and 8. Nice catch. Amari Cooper to the 28. The Niners beating the Rams by a lot and beating Atlanta just to lose to the Cardinals will be a little bit funny. They sold their soul to the devil to win a title this year, and they were in perfect position to do so, just to lose to the Cardinals. It's early, though. I mean, it's the first drive. Why am I talking so far ahead? If Mahomes wins, we are in the worst timeline. Is it bad that I kind of want to see the Chiefs win? Although, I'm the only person in the world who apparently does not mind either team. Even though one of them just beat us badly. Cardinals swept us. That wasn't Sim, though. Sim and Watched are two different beasts. But maybe Arizona's a better Watch team, clearly. I mean, they beat the two best teams in the league in Watched. Whereas in Sim, they went 9-8 and only made the playoffs because they got to play Seattle at the end of the year. As a Bills fan, I mind. Well, in your case, I get it. If I was you, I'd probably be rooting for the Niners, too. Rashad Penny gets it to the 1. Arizona can't settle with anything less than 7 at this point. And that's what they'll get. Rashad Penny walks into the end zone. The Cardinals march down the field. They get their score. Good start for Arizona. As the 7th seed dream lives along. C-Mill is single-handedly funding the Pokemon agenda with his tanking. It would be so funny if Warren Flowers being as good as he is apparently supposed to be is the reason why we have Pokemon make the championship game. That is one hell of a domino effect. All because Nick chose for his school to be Oklahoma State. The Seahawks tore everything down and tanked for the Cardinals to make the playoffs and do this. As we take our first look at the Niner offense, Trevor Lawrence played really well in the first half last week, got hurt, and the team wasn't the same. When Trevor Lawrence has been on the field, the Niners have looked like the best team in the playoffs. As he's got Kelsey for 11. It's pretty hard to cover Kelsey, Kupp, Tyreek, and Calvin Ridley, and Joe Mixon. But the Cardinals are going to have to find a way to do it. Here's Mixon, good run. Another Bengal legend, Houday. If the Niners win this game, we're going to have a Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon OFL Bowl. My two running backs from last year. One of my children is going to win a ring. Boink! In the air, incomplete. T-Law is a 70. He's not a 74. There's no way they dragged him down that low. That's wild. They did not do that. I get he was disappointing, but he was not that bad. Good Lord. Tyreek is on the Niners. Yes, he is. They've got a lot of weapons. I think Tyreek Hill was their first-round pick in the fantasy draft. Maybe not that bad, but bad. He was a 79 superstar when we did the fantasy draft. I could see them bringing him down a little bit after that because I was late December. Maybe by 1 or 2. But I don't think it would be much more. And I don't think they would take the superstar off. Madden doesn't change depth traits. Or at least they rarely do. Because EA is lazy. 76. Okay. That still is so disrespectful. But, oh well. Thought Danny had Tyreek. Nope. He was the pick right before Danny's pick, which was Trayvon Diggs. Which, in hindsight, looks like a pretty good pick. 3rd and inches. Cooper Kupp with the first down. The last game had a good amount of points, 49, but I feel like neither offense was all that fantastic. So far, both of these offenses look good. They did take his depth. Really? Wow. That's a surprise. And undeserved. I'm sorry. The disrespect on Trevor Lawrence has gone way too far. Interestingly here, though, Trevor Lawrence is only averaging 6 yards an attempt. The big reason why the Niners' offense was so good in the first 2 games was because he was consistently looking downfield. That'll wrap up the first quarter. Maybe Trevor Lawrence doesn't like playing at home. The Niners have had all these road games in the playoffs just to get to play at home in the NFC Championship. Cooper Kupp Club. He did struggle down the stretch. He definitely was not all that good. He was also injured, to be fair. But a 76 stars is too far. That's way too far. Denmark, are you a member of the Cooper Kupp Club? Third and inches. Mixon could have gotten more, but he got the first, so that's fine. Here's Cooper Kupp. He gets it to the 17. No comment. Wow, I see how it is. Mixon with another first down. Both offenses have been slow and methodical, especially the Niners. So far, it's working. Although, again, the reason why the Niners were so effective was because of their downfield vertical passing. But, I mean, they are moving it down the field, so you can't really, get on them. Only one for Mixon. Lawrence looking for the end zone. It's caught. Cooper Kupp ties it at 7. That was a nice throw and a good route by Kupp to break off the corner right at the end to come down with the grab. And the 49ers tie the game. So both teams march down the field slowly but efficiently. And they get a pair of touchdowns. That was a really good route on Tyson Campbell. It was a good corner. Niners have too much talent on offense. They're scoring 35-45 today. They're going to score 17 after a 6-minute, 14-play drive. That's a lot. They're going to score 7. Oh, that's it. No more scoring for San Francisco. Congratulations, Arizona. You're going to the bowl. Good run. Rashad Penny with 12. Arizona will score -1. How do you lose points? Every time your player says something racist, you lose a point. So that means somebody on this team must be really racist. That white linebacking core, Alex Singleton and Jack Campbell are just throwing out slurs on defense all game. That's how they're going to lose their points. Penny gets nothing. Von Miller brings him down. If the Niners win, we would have the Von Miller Bowl. Danny traded away Von Miller for a future first-round pick and a deal that we all thought would be great for the Dildos, and I guess it probably still could be. Cardinals get the first down, but there's a flag. Holding. This one is coming back. Called on Josh Palmer. That's a big penalty. Now 3rd and 8. Ross looks downfield. He's got Justin Jefferson to the 27, and the holding proves to be a blessing in disguise. Ross throws it away. Now they get a first down at the tight end. Both offenses continuing to look really strong. Who is the tight end? Oh, that's Muth. Pat Freiermuth to the 16. Is he joining Alex Singleton and Jack Campbell with the slurs? Ross now finds Penny. Ross is cooking today. 11-14, 126. He's been good. He's been real good. Ross now is Jefferson to the 4. Now can they punch it in? Rashad Penny's been very unproductive today. The Cardinals really have not been able to run the ball. And it hasn't mattered. Their passing game has been so good. But the run game has just had nothing going. Penny loses 3. Big stop for San Francisco. Marcus Davenport. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. It's only 7-7. But don't let the score tell you otherwise. This game has been about offense. Both teams are just moving really slow. But as long as you're moving efficiently, who cares? 3rd and goal. They get it to the 1, and they're going to kick. Boo! Weak. Don't like this at all for Arizona. You are right there. Shove that sucker down their throat. Whoa, pause. Not like that, Arizona, but you should not have taken the point. So the Cardinals do take the lead, though, if nothing else. It's 10-7. Niners can get the lead, though, before half. They'll get a 2-for-1. Neither offense have moved the ball down the field quick, but now they kind of have to. They only have a minute 48 on the clock. Whoa, I'm a minor. Not the guys on the field, though. I didn't say they should do it to you. Just get older. There you go. Change the number on your birth certificate. Unless you were born after 2010, which if that's the case, then you are way too young to be here. I'm sorry. 2010 and beyond. Do those people even exist? I don't think they're real. Second and 10. There's Tyreek Hill to the 40. I'm not. Thank God. That's too young. That is too young to be here. Littlejohn's the only person allowed in the server who's born after 2010. Are we sure he's allowed to be in the server? Are we sure about that? And Apple. Yeah, but Apple might as well be 25. The way he throws around money. Trevor Lawrence is 9 for 11. He's got his 2 twin towers on the outside. He's got to use them. I'm sorry. That was an awful joke. I won't do that again. His twin towers aren't even tall. Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp are kind of short, but oh well. People born after 2010 are at least 14. That's older than 13. That is older than 13. Which I guess is technically the Discord rule, but like, still. He has Kelsey. That is a good point. He is in you. You have Kelsey. Why are you speaking in third person? Niners are moving it, but they've got to be very weary of the clock. Why is Joe Mixon doing a Chase Claypool? Okay, well, they still have the timeout. They're going to run another play. With 10 seconds, Lawrence looking downfield! It's caught by Kelsey. They're going to kick. I guess what goes around comes around. Both teams kicking at the 1-yard line because they're both babies. I guess it offsets it, if nothing else, and we're tied at 10. My birthday tomorrow, speaking of age. Well, happy cake and candles, my guy. More balloons to you, my brother. '49ers touchdown incoming. That aged really well. And that'll wrap up the first half. Good game so far. Tied at 10. Both offenses look really strong. Every single drive has ended in points. We saw the Falcons choke by running it. What you could have done, though, with 4 seconds left is you could have gone for a quick pass. As long as the play lasts quicker than 4 seconds, which at the 1-yard line, you should get somebody open by then. And if not, if there's like 2 seconds, throw it away really quickly, I guess. I guess it probably is a little risky, but sometimes you got to take the risk. You have that at the 1-yard line. You have an opportunity to take the lead before halftime, and you still start with the ball in the third quarter. So no matter what, when the Cardinals get it back, it'll be a one-score game, even if you get a touchdown. Boom! Big hit. Andre Cisco laying the hit. It's EA logic. You know what? I'll give you that. But at the 1-yard line, it's not like you can throw it short into the field of play. But it is EA, so I get that. Tyreek Hill holds on this time. I'm really curious to see how both of these offenses would play in the bowl against the Dildos, because I think both of these teams are better offensively. Their passing games have each certainly been more impressive, but I'm also a lot more scared of the Dildos' defense. Obviously, for one thing, the Dildos' defense has played really well. But the second thing is Trayvon Diggs is the type of guy who can change a game within one or two plays, as he did today. 3 interceptions over the last 2 games. Without him, I don't think the Dildos win today. So that makes a team like the Dildos really interesting for the future. Even if they're a little bit shaky in some areas, they can win any watch game just because of him. Just like the Bills last year. Although the Bills weren't really shaky in any area, but still. They could come back in any watch game they wanted because he had the ability to make a play like that. 2 tests today, got a 96 on one and a 47 on the other. That's college in a nutshell, kids. It's either too easy or you didn't learn any of it. Feeling great about both. Wow, and you only got a 47. That must suck. At least when you do bad, you normally know you did bad, but geez. The Niners, meanwhile, are passing their test on offense with flying colors still. But they've got to do something on 3rd and 5. Accounting. Okay, I guess with something like math, I could see how you feel like you did good and then didn't. So that kind of makes sense. 3rd and 5. Nice. Oh, he didn't catch it. I spoke way too soon. Jack Campbell with the hit. He had the big interception last week. Retake it and get an 89. You see the games. Here's the thing. Most professors don't do retakes, okay? So, if he could, I'm sure he would. College feels so difficult. Well, clearly this accounting class is. If it seems easy, or you feel good about your score and then boom, 47. Let's see if Russ can continue to cook. The Niners only got 3. Some professors are so mean. No retake. That's just how some classes are. That's not mean. Von Miller's been mean. Rashad Penny has 12 yards. Most of the time, as long as you're not failing the class, the teacher doesn't really care. That's very true. But, like, still, most of them just don't do retakes. A number of classes aren't even, like, test-based. But for the ones that are, they let a ton of stuff slide, but, like, they don't feel like putting a retake together, which, to be honest, I don't fully blame them. Boink, boink, incomplete. Finally, we're going to get our first punt of the game. Whoever doesn't allow retakes should be fired. I don't know about that, partner. For not giving a student a second chance to thrive in the class. It's one thing if the test is like the only grade, but Semo himself said it dropped him to a B, which obviously, I mean, that sucks, but clearly it doesn't have that big of an impact on his grade if he's done well across the board everywhere else. If you get retakes all the time, what is the purpose of the test? That's a good point. If you can figure out a good system to do it, and if you're a professor, it's not like time consuming, then that's one thing. Madden 25 is bringing back Superstar. Didn't they have Superstar mode this year? College B versus high school B. Yes, there is a very big difference between the two of them. High school B, I could do extra credit. That's also a good point, but, like, the average high school B, if you're, like, a really good student, that kind of sucks. But in college, you're like, shoot, that looks good to me. Niners to the bowl. We already know what happened the last time you said Arizona was going to lose. Face of a franchise isn't it technically superstar mode? They brought back like the combine and stuff. It might as well be. I feel like they called it superstar mode, did they not? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh well. 1B freshman year. Since then, I stopped caring about if it's an A or a B. Anything about a C is fine with me. C's get degrees, kids. You didn't hear that from me, though. Trevor Lawrence throws it away. What a switch in this game. It was all about offense at first. Now both defenses are looking really good. Taylor Swift, Magic 2, strong. Taylor Swift has nothing to do... Oh, wait, no. Travis Kelce's on the Niners. Never mind. Drexel still wants me. Well, yeah. Like, as long as you get good enough to get into Drexel, that's a good school. Once you get that 1B in high school, you don't need to try for an A. And once you have schools accepting you, you can stop trying. There's no incentive. Who cares? Again, kids, you didn't hear that from me. Look at Russ! What a start to the drive as Amari Cooper's hurt. Oh, boy. And he's going to the locker room. Ruh-roh ragging. That's not good. Cardinals still have a number of good receivers, but that is not ideal. So how are things going? Things are going pretty good. Let's go, Danny. Yes. Seems like we're having some people come in. So for those who did not know, Danny and the Armadillos beat the Steelers in what ended up being a pretty good game, 28-21, to get here. That 1B kept me from Penn. You are a B away from Penn? Holy cow. Came to realize I don't want to go to Penn. Still, getting close to being accepted by Penn is wild. That's impressive. It costs too much. That's a good point. I had a buddy go to Penn. Well, you have a smart buddy, clearly. And apparently one with money. I don't know what the price off the top of my head, because I never really looked at them. Because I knew all my grades and whatnot were good. I didn't know if they were Ivy good. My test scores were good, but I don't think they were Ivy League good. I kind of wanted to apply to Harvard, though, just to see if I could get in, but it looked like a lot of extra work. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. 4th and 1, the Cardinals are stopped! I'm surprised they went for it, first off. Second off, Matt Milano. Yet I was told he wasn't worth a 2026 first-round pick. And that still is the case. He wasn't. But still, did I take the AACT? I did not. But my SAT number was really good. My regular grades and stuff were good. But I probably still wouldn't have gotten into one of those, into like an Ivy, because that's like the elite. Gotta have recommendations and write essays. We had like one essay that we had to do, but I know for like Ivies there was other ones. Even like Villanova. They had like weird extra essay prompts. They were the weirdest questions I've ever seen. Because I thought about Villanova for a little while, but then I was like... Then I ultimately changed my mind because they didn't have exactly what I was looking for. And I wasn't going to do all that work for a school that I didn't think I was going to pick. Ours the other way around, we had free ACTs and had to pay for the SAT. Wow. Interesting. Took it and got a 24, got a 31. What's like the super high scores? Like 30s? I think? 35-ish? I don't know. I didn't take it, so I would not know. Russell Wilson, please save us. Big East is almost Ivy. Yes, Villanova, I know for sure, is a very good school and very expensive. They cost a ton of money. Nice catch by Cooper Kupp. 36 is the max. Okay. What school do you even go to? I go to the Susquehanna University. Go Hawks. Were you the one who said that I say River Hogs like River Hawks? Somebody said that. Which I think is true, because I say our school's name too much to where I got confused with the River Hogs. I'm coming to your school. You're done. Wasn't. I think it was Nick. Now, I don't know why I thought it was you. I think it was Nick who said that. 30 to 36 is like genius. So 31's a good number. That's an impressive score, clearly. I said you said blue wahoos weird. That's right. I said the blue wahoos. Tyreek Hill breaks the tackle. Is he going to outrun them all? Not quite, but he's close to the 2. You can also retake the ACT. I figured, because I did the SAT twice. Yeah, I did it twice. Took it 4 times. God damn. I could not imagine doing any of those tests 4 times. Twice already felt like too much. Especially considering my first score was, like, good enough. I would have probably gotten into all the schools with my first score. Isn't the ACT kind of like the SAT with science? That's probably why I'm happy I didn't take it. Science is not my strong suit. At all. That's going to be an illegal touching. The Josh Giddey penalty, so the touchdown won't count. Oh, it's still 3rd and goal at the 1. I learned that Gordon Hayward met his wife while she was in high school and he was in the league. And now he's teammates with Josh Giddey. Who would have thought? ACT is science and a huge grammar part. I can manage the grammar, but science, God no. Not a chance. As Mixon's in, the Niners add to their lead. It's now 20 to 10. Best friend got a 32 the first time, redid science twice, and he got a 36. Holy cow. When I took it, we had 50 minutes for like 70 grammar questions. That doesn't sound too bad. Didn't they have a little grammar on the SAT, though? I might be wrong. I took it like, what? At this point, over 2 years ago would be the most recent? So, I don't remember. Science be too easy. I don't know about that. The reading was brutal, though. The first time I did the SAT, I did really well on the math part, and I did bad on the comprehension. So then to prepare for the second one, I really didn't study the second time, but I only did like comprehension stuff. I did way better there, but I did worse on the math, which was weird. Oh, fumble! That ball is out, I think. And James Bradbury recovers it. If it is out, that's probably the game. Yep, that is a fumble. Did they give you poetry? I feel like they did, although, again, it was 2 years ago, so I don't know. But I feel like they might have. I would have hated doing that. Second time I forgot to bring a calculator. Oh, God. We had chemistry. Oh, God. I can't even imagine doing chemistry for any of those tests. Lord. I sacked by Trey Hendrickson. The new SAT writing is... I don't think we had to do, like, a lot of writing. I remember the second time they gave us, like, extra math problems at the end after the test for God knows what reason. But I don't think we ever had to, like, write a lot. Wow, on 3rd and 5th. Oh, they don't get it. I thought he got it. But yeah, I guess he was stopped short. Good tackle. I feel like they're going to kick. I would probably go for it. It's still a 2-score game. God loves San Francisco. They'll win in the multiverse. They're about to go 0-2 at this rate. They'll probably hold on today, but... Did I take any AP classes? Yeah, I took plenty, which I'm sure helped my my transcript and whatnot a ton. I still don't think I would have gotten into any of the Ivy Leagues, but I guess I'll never know because I didn't try. You don't have to read full stories anymore? I would so rather do like a bunch of writing than have to do like reading all those stories, by far. I would have scored way higher if that was the case. That's lame. Oh well. Just one paragraph? That is lucky. Took 3 total and didn't pass any of the exams. The first AP exam I did was during COVID, so we did it at home. And I was like proofreading my essay, and there was like just a few minutes before the test was over, and I accidentally pressed the submit button like right at the buzzer, and it didn't go through. I had to redo it. It was brutal. And then I don't think I had to do an AP test after that because we had dual enrollment. So I think that was the only one I ever did. Didn't want to get into a good school. I just wanted a discount. Well, that's still a good reason to take the tests. The less money to pay, the better. Nice throw. Jetta's to the 18. 2 math, both without calculator. Yikes. That does not sound fun. What also is not fun was that horrible coverage by the Niners. Arizona needed a quick drive to get a touchdown, and they do! From Quez Watkins! I didn't even realize he was on this team, I'll be completely honest. I get extra time because my brain don't work right. Fair enough. Only dual enrollment I did was for English where I had to write like 8 essays and keep a C average. That doesn't sound hard at all. If we had more dual enrollment, I would have done more. I don't blame you. Dual enrollment was the best. Because at that point, it was like, we don't have to prepare for the test. So it's almost like just like another class. Are we really going to have ourselves another game time? I don't think the Niners are going to throw the ball, so I don't think we'll have, like, the interception per se. Oh, they are going to throw it. Okay. Well, I mean, they didn't throw a pick. I wish I only had to write 8 essays. I can relate. That sounds like a great class. Sign me up. Dual enrollment was easier to get the credits and gave... Yes, they gave you more credits. It was as if you passed the test. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. I think I wrote 5 in 2024 alone. Jeez. Good start for Mixon. He gets 8. His language classes required for all... It was required for mine. I thought I was done with foreign language, and then I find out in the Dishonorer that I'm not. And I didn't do well on, like, the prerequisite test. I didn't want to have to do 2 things of Spanish, so I told my advisor, I was like, can I just get out of the first one? So I was able to do, like, a Zoom with the Spanish professor for, like, 10 minutes, and I was able to just slide through the first part of the entire class. But yeah, I thought I was done after high school. It sucked. Why? They lied to us. I didn't know we had to do more. You can do technology instead of a foreign language. I wish. Jeez. Speak some Spanish. Hola. Uno first down ends the game for the Niners. And Joe Mixon gets it! And that's going to do it. Denmark and Danny in the bowl. Just as we all suspected. As the Cardinals' Cinderella run has clocked at midnight. Danny, please save us. Please save us. Your school only had Korean. I almost took Chinese until I realized that learning all the symbols was going to be too hard. I was like, this might be kind of like interesting, but it's like, I don't feel like spending all that time learning a whole thing of letters. I think there might have been more points in the second half, but I feel like the offenses were just better in the first half. Oh, there was the exact same. Okay, fair enough. But both offenses, I feel like, gave us more in the first half. The drives were quicker. There were more big plays in the second half, but there was also more stalled possessions. Both QBs played pretty well. Both were super accurate. No complaints across the board from Trevor or Russell Wilson. They were both really good. Neither team ran it all that well. The Niners ran it better. Rashad Penny got nothing going. They clearly did miss Saquon. In the air, another Cooper Kupp masterclass. Tyreek Hill played well. Jetta's played well. And then both defenses, I feel like were kind of underwhelming. Only 1 sack, no turnovers. Both defenses, or no, we had the fumble. Never mind. Late in the game. But the two defenses in the last game were better, even though there were more points scored. Arabic would be kind of cool. Although you would also have to learn, again, a bunch of different symbols. So that would be kind of cool. Love how everyone made fun of Trevor Lawrence in the watch, and now he's in the bowl. He wanted to save his worst game for the end. All right, so I'm going to save it here because I want to do re-signings and whatnot before the dev increases all happen. I already knew the symbol. Well, that's an awfully nice advantage. Let's take a look at the Pro Bowlers. Jalen Hurts, QB1. Sean Tucker, running back 1. Greg Dortch, wide receiver 1. Darnell Washington was the top tight end. Really? What an interesting group of tight ends. Chigo Conquo, Taysom Hill, Dalton Kincaid, Darnell Washington, Isaiah Likely, and then there's Mark Andrews. Larry Tunsil, nice. Joey Bosa, cool, cool. Byron Young made it. That's weird. He didn't have that good of the year. I thought Max Crosby had no one with him. Apparently, he had another Pro Bowler. Did Hutch make it at middle linebacker? Hold on. That's funny. The NFC's best middle linebacker, Aiden Hutchinson. All right, I'll say it again, and then we can look at the players who have gone up in dev. Did that say Benny Snell? Probably as like a return man. Although the Benny Snell lore should have had him in a running back. All right, we'll look at the dev trade increases. Then we'll look at injuries before we wrap things up. Does the X Factor database work? Yes, it does. Bryce Young went up. Wow. All right, that's a start. For the Dildos, no changes, despite winning the AFC. Bears, Zadarius Smith and Hassan Reddick go up. They have 3 X Factor pass rushers. God help us. I think those are the only changes. Yeah, Foye already a superstar. Bengals, nothing. Black Knights. Did Saint have X Factor? I don't think he did. Well, now he does. So Amon-Ra goes up. What about Drew Sanders? Hold on. I didn't see him. Drew Sanders didn't go up? He already had star. It might not be showing him because his rating might not be high enough. But it should be. Why would Drew Sanders not go up? We can check to make sure at the end. Because maybe he did and it's not showing. Blues. I feel like these 3 already had it. Yeah, Drew Sanders won Defensive Rookie of the Year anyway, so he will go up. Who is Tisdale? We made a bet with Little Joe that he would draft him with the first pick in the 26th round of the fantasy draft, which was the first sim round. And if he did, we'd give him X Factor. But he's only like a 50-something overall, so next week. Okay, so Drew Sanders will still go up. He still should have gone up anyway, though. He had 19 sacks. Denver gets nothing, W. Browns get nothing. Bulls. Did Budda Baker have X Factor? I don't think he did. Caps. No, actually, Bradley Chubb goes up. And Dalton Schultz. 2 wins and 2 players who move up. The controller's dead. Great. Hold on. Let's get the other one. There we go. It was on mute. I pressed the wrong button. Condors. Quentin Johnston goes up. Cowboys have none. Dawson Knox goes up. Did Snead have superstar? I don't know if he did. Well, again, he does now. Falcons. Kayvon Thibodeau goes up. And Chase Young. I chase young kids. Whoa, the Niners have like 7. Holy hell. Justin Simmons goes up. I don't know if Joe Mixon had superstar. Well, he does now. This is half of their roster. Holy cow. Oh, great. It didn't work. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to reach over to the plug. All right. What is it doing? It's plugged in. Let's try the other way. Hold on. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. There we go. Trevor Lawrence's X Factor, by the way, that is new. Tyreek Stevenson won. Why? Wait, why does Tyreek Stevenson have superstar? Huh. Good for you. That's weird. Oh, well. Giants. Nothing. Huskies. Greg Dortch. Superstar X Factor. Very well deserved. Jets. Christian Kirk goes up. Lions. Did Josh Allen always have X Factor? He couldn't have moved up. He had like 5 sacks. Panthers. Taysom Hill. Superstar development. Raiders. Nothing. Rams. Chigo Kakwo has superstar. Ravens. Bryce Young moves up to X Factor. Treylon Burks and Isaiah Likely get superstar. Big boost for Baltimore. Hogs. Jordan Addison has superstar. Seattle. Tony Pollard I think already had it. Steelers. Jalen Johnson moves up. Jalen Carter moves up. Shaq Barrett I think moves up. Where's Gibby? Averaging less than 4 yards a carry. Hope that answers your question. Titans. Nothing. Voyagers. Nothing. And that's it. Let's check on Drew Sanders. Can he move up by 2 by chance? Like go up to Superstar for winning something, and then going up to X Factor for winning something else? Okay, he does have Superstar. Yeah, I was going to say. Okay, how did he win? Oh, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year twice, apparently, and Defensive Player of the Year twice. That's a lot of XP. He got 53,000 XP. That's like 8 skill points. Holy cow. I imagine they have not been spent yet because he's only a 77. I have never seen that much XP. 50,000. That's literally like 8 ratings. My God. All right, that'll wrap up the stream. OFL Bowl 26 will be on Sunday. I don't know the time, but it'll be well before the real Super Bowl, obviously. So, yeah, hope everybody enjoyed. And I'll see you on Sunday for the big game.